Hi, Timothy Carlson here. On home video, I always love going back and revisiting the classics of my youth. And when I heard that an Australian company was putting out a Blu-ray release of the Three Ninjas movies, I knew it was something I'd have to get my hands on. And of course, I did. I just ordered this from Amazon and got it not too long ago. This is the Three Ninjas 4-film collection, featuring all 4 of the movies that came out between 1992 and 1998. Three Ninjas Kick Back, Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, and Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. I'm going to unbox this release and I will share my opinions. Nice, simple and to the point cover art there with the 3 boys. There's the spine. Back cover has descriptions of all the films and all the legal info and so forth. This is listed as a Region B release, but this does play fine in American players despite that. Inside the case, got a nice graphic here of the boys kicking. I think that might actually be from the Three Ninjas Kick Back poster or cover art. Disc 1 has Three Ninjas and Three Ninjas Kick Back. Disc 2 has Three Ninjas Knuckle Up and Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. And underneath the second disc, you have credit information for the 4 films. One thing I do want to clear up before moving on with this review, the movies in here are actually in release order and not filming order. Three Ninjas Knuckle Up was actually the second filmed movie, but it was released after Three Ninjas Kick Back. So if you watch them in the order that they're on in here, it's going to get a little confusing because, of course, Knuckle Up was filmed immediately after the first movie, so you have the original cast in that. So if you watch them in this order, Kick Back, in which 2 of the members of the Three Ninjas clan were replaced, but then you'll go to Knuckle Up and then they'll be back because they're out of order. But anyway, I'll go ahead and read the descriptions of the movies as follows from the package. Three Ninjas, 1992. When 3 young boys who have been trained in the true ways of the ninja by their wise grandfather find themselves embroiled in an international arms plot, it will take all their skill and wits to outsmart the crooks and a dozen evil ninjas. Three Ninjas Kick Back, 1994. Following their grandfather to Japan, the 3 underage ninjas find themselves in the middle of martial arts mayhem. Pursued by a bumbling trio of brain-dead thieves and an army of well-trained ninjas, Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum are up to their ears in high-kicking action and rapid-fire comedy. Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, 1995, but again, actually filmed in 1992. It's a triple threat of fun, action, and comedy when Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum's friendship with a local Native American girl, Joe, puts them into a modern-day battle against a corrupt businessman. Armed with makeshift weapons, the 3 ninjas take their war party into the heart of the enemy territory for a show-stopping showdown of action and entertainment that everyone will enjoy. Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. While having a blast at their favorite amusement park, Mega Mountain, the Ninja Brothers witness the kidnapping of TV action superstar Dave Dragon, evil Lothar Zog, and his kid-hating boss, Medusa. Join Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum for a roller coaster ride of fun, action, and comedy. When I was a kid, I absolutely loved the Three Ninjas movie. The combination of humor, slapstick, action, it's everything a little kid could absolutely want. Going back and revisiting these as an adult was certainly an interesting experience. The movies certainly are products of their eras and feel dated by today's standards, but I'll be damned if they don't have a certain charm to them, and I certainly have a smile on my face every time I watch them. Of course, the first film of the bunch is my personal favorite. This is the one that introduces us to these characters. Victor Wong, who portrays the boy's grandpa, is the only person that actually appears in all 4 films. Wong, of course, was a veteran actor prior to this, having appeared in movies like Big Trouble in Little China and The Last Emperor. In the first movie, the boys continue to train with their grandfather. When they get back to the city, an arms dealer that their FBI agent father is after tries to kidnap the boys, but of course, the thugs that are hired for this job, who feel like really bad rejects from a Bill and Ted movie, end up getting their butts kicked, and the evil leader has to take matters into his own hands. The cast also includes famed WWF wrestler Professor Toru Tanaka as Rushmore, the bodyguard of the main villain. And again, the first movie is probably my favorite of the bunch. It's probably the most original. I remember one of the critic quotes on the old DVD package compared it to being like a crossover between Home Alone and Ninja Turtles, and I think that's a pretty apt description. There are actually 2 versions of the first movie. There's the shorter domestic cut of the movie, and then there's an extended version that was released internationally that runs about 10 minutes longer, and there's actually one plot point in the middle of the movie that's slightly different. This package only includes the longer international cut and not the shorter domestic cut. It would have been nice to get both of them via seamless branching, but I am happy just to get these on Blu-ray. 3 Ninjas Kick Back continues, and it's probably my second favorite of the bunch. This time the boys actually go to Japan, and they team up with a young girl who teaches them ninja moves in exchange for them teaching her how to play baseball. And it comes off as a pretty good exchange. We also get a little bit into Mori, the grandfather's backstory, and his old rival who plays a pretty substantial role in the film. And this one, I think, was the best of the sequels. There are some elements that I don't really think have fared the best. Roger Ebert famously bashed this movie on his TV show for a scene of baseball players passing gas and everyone fainting when he runs around the bases. And that kind of gives you an idea of what some of these movies have to resort to when it comes to humor. However, overall, the second movie certainly isn't bad. Knuckle Up, of course, was filmed to be the immediate sequel to the first movie, but got delayed and didn't come out until after Kick Back. And it kind of suffers from sequel syndrome. It's certainly not as fun as the first movie or Kick Back. It is nice to see some Native American representation in film, although whether this is faithful representation or dated stereotypes is certainly open to interpretation. It's a decent film, and Charles Napier, who has pretty much been in every film and TV show ever made, plays the corrupt businessman who serves as the villain, and while he actually does a pretty decent job with the material and comes off as a threatening villain, he's just not as much fun as some of the other antagonists in this franchise. And of course, legendary character actor Vincent Schiavelli appears as the mayor of the town, but he's wasted in this role and pretty much only gets like 2 scenes in the whole movie. Again, not a bad film, but probably not my personal favorite. And the series ends with 3 ninjas at high noon at Mega Mountain, where terrorists take over an amusement park and our 3 ninja kids have to fight back. In this film, all 3 of the roles were recast. Kick Back had actually recast 2 of the boys, with Max Elliott Slade, who played Colt, being the only one to appear in 3 of the 4. Max Elliott Slade would also later appear in the film Apollo 13 as Jim Lovell's son. And this cast features Michael Olasky as Colt. He'd previously played the child version of the character Rocky in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And this movie, of course, just feels very bad and hilarious and over the top at times. I love Jim Varney. Of course, everyone knows the guy for playing Ernest, but it is a little odd seeing him play a villain. And of course, you get Hulk Hogan playing martial arts star Dave Dragon, who teams up with the boys to fight against the terrorists. One of the negative critic reviews for this one famously said that, you know there's problems with the movie when the most emotional performance in it comes from Hulk Hogan. And this movie, again, certainly not this franchise's finest hour, but at the same time, I don't think it's quite as bad as everyone says it is. Sadly, Victor Wong, who plays the grandpa, this would be his last feature film before his death in 2001, and this movie doesn't really make enough use of him. There is some talk about the boys wanting to move on and move away from ninja training, but the movie never really elaborates on that, which is a bit of a shame. The henchmen in the movie also include Kirk Bailey. Bailey had previously been known for playing the camp counselor Ugg on the classic Nickelodeon series Salute Your Shorts. So overall, these movies are certainly hit and miss, but I had a lot of fun revisiting them. How do they look for their Blu-ray debuts? Apparently the first film had actually been available on a standalone Blu-ray, and I did watch all of these. I don't own older DVD versions, so I can't really do any comparisons. It's pretty clear these were struck from dated masters, so they don't really look the best, but I assume these probably would be at least a decent upgrade over the prior release DVDs. It would be nice if these could get like a full-on remaster or restoration with a company like Shout Factory. I don't really see that happening anytime soon, but overall, the movies look decent. If you are a fan and you can import this release for a decent price, you might as well. I think I paid like $40 to get this on Amazon, which equates to about $10 a movie. Sadly, there are no alternate cuts of the first movie, no bonus features, no subtitles, no additional audio tracks. The only bonus feature that's included here is a trailer for the first movie, which is in a 4:3 ratio, meaning it was probably a home video trailer. So overall, if you're a fan of the 3 Ninjas movies from back in the day, it's certainly worth importing this. I think I found mine on Amazon again for about $40. And if you can find it for that price, it's not bad. Certainly not something you should pick up if you're a fan. Not the best looking transfers you could possibly expect, but probably the best we're going to have these movies looking for the foreseeable future. So I can give this a modest recommendation. If you are a fan of the movies, you might as well get it. Are you a fan of the Three Ninjas? Who's your favorite character? What's your favorite movie in the series? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more comics. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.